Welcome back to Built Fabrications. Now that we have the engine and transmission transfer case pulled out of this truck, the next thing we need to do on our mission to get this thing stripped down to be ready for the paint and body shop is to pull out all of the wiring, the seat, the AC box, all that stuff. We'll get it stripped down so that it's basically just metal left to go, besides grill and headlights and all that stuff. So let's go ahead and get to it. Whenever we pulled the engine, we got a lot of the Phytech EFI stuff undone, but there's still more to go on that, but we will be pulling all that out. As far as the body and main harness go outside of the EFI, we have a main hub here coming out of the firewall that has a bunch of different connectors on it. Sorry, I'm trying to do this while standing on a ladder, one-handed, and avoiding the hood hinge. So sorry for my poor camera skills right now. Anyways, you have your main plug coming through the firewall, and out of that is all these different plugs. Before I lower this truck back down, I'm going to undo the run that goes underneath the body down the frame and would support or feed power to all of your brake lights and turn signals and reverse lights and all that good stuff. So that harness or that wiring loom run is coming right up through here, through those rings, and it drops down underneath. It comes up into here into about, I think, 2 or 3 different plugs. So we'll undo that, pull that harness run out, and then I'll lower the body down on the lift, and then we'll get better access to stripping out a lot of the runs that, runs over the top here and drops down. We'll clean that up, clean up the rest of this, get that removed, and then from there we should be working our way into the cab and doing underneath the dash.
Somebody out there kicks me in the head. Somebody blames hard, cold and dead. Feel free to hurt me when I need your help.
Looking pretty clean. Got pretty much all the wire pulled out. We have, what is that? I don't know, some AC stuff to push in through that grommet. And then I pushed that grommet in, but I believe it probably butts into the back of the fuse box in the cab. So whenever we pull the fuse box off the firewall, we can pull that harness through. And then we have a couple wires here. One is for the handheld for the Phytech. That cable will get pulled through the hole and grommet that's there. Same thing with that red wire. Other than that, everything appears to be out. So we got that nice and stripped. So I'm going to lift up the truck now, and then I'm actually going to put the wheels and tires back on and pull it forward off the lift, so that way I'm not trying to fight the posts with the doors and everything, since we're going to be doing the rest of the work inside, short of pulling off this AC box here, but unbolting it happens actually inside the cab anyways, so it's really just pulling it off the wall on the outside. I don't think that there's any bolts on the outside. There might be. I think on the C10 when we did that one, it had a little bit of both. So we'll see. It will let us know. Worked ahead a little bit and got the seat out and the interior stripped a little bit. It didn't have carpet or anything in it. It just had rubber floor mats that were just sitting on the floor. So I pulled out the seat belts are still in it. I just pulled out the couple screws that held the shifter arm and the boot and pulled it out. And then I dropped the headliner. Again, just Phillips screws. You have a trim ring that holds that up. And we're actually looking really good up here with that out. We have a little bit of rust in each one of these corners, but it looks like it should just be this panel. It might need to be replaced, because if you look behind there, metal actually looks pretty good. Nothing that's looking real rotted out. So that is good news. Faux show. Always happy to have that. Do need to do some cab corner repairs up in the floor, both sides. But all right, back to business. I'm gonna leave the steering wheel in just so the truck could be steered and moved around and stuff. And then I'm just going to pull out the gauges. You're gonna have the speedometer hook up in there. I'm trying to think, I don't know. No, I think it's got electric oil pressure, so should just be either a connector or a printed circuit board with the main plug. We'll see whenever we get that out. Or we can maybe take a peek back there right now and see what's going on because it's unscrewed. Maybe. We can't really see. I'll show you when it's out. Yeah, so then we've got the heater box stuff to take out. We'll do that last. We'll focus on the wiring. I believe this is maybe some of the stuff that was pushed through from the engine bay. So we'll get all that pulled out. The fuse box should just unscrew, and then, like I was saying, I believe that main wiring harness in the engine bay is just backfed into that fuse box. So when that comes out, all that wiring should come with it. And yeah, so we're just doing the same thing, just grab and pull, man. This again is going to come out when we do the AC box. I got the gauge cluster out, and I was correct. It had the main plug on there, and then the speedometer cable pushed back through this hole, but that's in there. I'll show you on the back of the gauge cluster itself. So you have the plug that goes right in here, and that speedometer cable goes right in the back there. So moving on, you can kind of get a better look at what all needs to be removed. So probably as I'm removing the wiring, I will also undo some of the AC ductwork, all this stuff here as I go, and then we'll just focus on the AC box and heater core and all that stuff towards the end. This panel frame here has your radio, if it was in there, as well as your AC controls. You've got 4 screws. This one's missing one here, but 2 on the top. I'm probably going to slide this out, undo it, and slide it out because there's a bunch of electrical connections going to it. You can see the AC, or the window wiper motor is here. I have to see where the connector is for it. But I'm just going to be going through and unplugging, disconnecting, whatever, grounds, unscrewing all the grounds. Moving over to this side, I got the glove box open, and I'm probably going to take this door off. The top part of the glove box door card stock stuff is already apart. It's probably going to need to be replaced whenever we put everything back together. But there's 2 screws here and 2 screws here that are holding both the door on, but also that liner in place. Whenever we get that pulled out, we'll have better access to both see and remove a lot of the wiring. There's a wiring loom harness that goes through that little, whatever you want to call it, up there. So we'll pull this out to get better access, see where everything's going, to just work our way through. This vent's not hooked up. It's kind of hooked up, but you can see some of the stuff behind it. So I'm just going to be rocking and rolling. Ignition switch. It's got these tabs on it. You unscrew this trim ring, and then it should push through the dash. Let's see. That sucker, I don't know, it probably has a lock nut on the back. And then for, what's this? Your window washer and switch, wiper switch. You'll slide this off, and then it's got another lock ring on the front to spin it off. The headlight one, whatever, we're gonna leave that off. The headlight one, I'm not too sure yet, I gotta look. Usually this has a screw or some sort of quick release on the back that allows you to slide this shaft out, and then you could unscrew this. So there's usually a tab or something on the back side. I'll look for that, try to do some digging. But that will pull those out. And there's not way too much. You'll have your high beam switch on the floor. Make sure you undo that. And yeah, I mean, it's a 1979 truck, pretty simple as far as connections and switches and whatnot. Update, got this bad boy stripped down for the most part. Working on the AC system now. I took off this box, it's still in there. I took out the vents and tubes, ducting and stuff as I was pulling the wiring, like I said. But I left all of the meat and potatoes still in here. So the only stuff I have left that I have not yet taken out is wiring that's part of the AC. And then there's the door trigger and then the door speaker wires. This is the deal that turns on the light whenever you open the door. So I just cut those wires. I can pull them out later, but for now, gotta keep it moving. So for on this AC box, you should just have a bunch of different screws, bolts, whatever going around the perimeter. Should be a mixture of 7/16 and 5/16, I believe. Whenever I was pulling all this ducting out, especially this guy, we got a whole bunch of goodies came out. We got keys. Supposedly this one's for ice. We found, oh shoot, this is the second bullet we found now, 30-06. So 2 of those. Bunch of junk. We got some more keys. So good times. The things you'll find in old vehicles. All right, yeah, I'm gonna keep moving. I'm gonna drop out this box, pull this guy out when this is out of the way, and we should pretty much have this stripped down at that point. We got the AC box out. I had a little bit of right heel persuasion to knock that bad boy out the front, but it's out. Big old hole. Had to undo the side vent as well. That's what is it, 3 screws, 3 bolts? It's supposed to be anyways. And yeah, so that took that off, and then we dropped the other piece. I'm probably going to undo the windshield wiper motors and arms and all that stuff and take that piece out of there, but I'm not gonna do it tonight. It's another late one and I need to shower and go to bed. All right guys, we got all this stripped down as well as everything under the hood, and we're looking pretty good for getting this sucker to the paint and body shop. Got a big old mess all over the floor everywhere of wiring and AC parts, dash. I don't know what I'm pointing at, but I'm not cleaning that up right now. I'm gonna be bad. That's it for this video. Hopefully you guys liked it, found it helpful. Get outside, get wrench on something, piss off your neighbors, disappoint your mom. Until next time, keep on keeping on.